Hello everyone, welcome to my channel INFY TECH. In this video, we're going to see how to send an email through AWS SES with GoLang. So AWS SES is nothing but AWS simple email service, which is popularly used to send emails across the coding community. So now, before getting started, we need to install the AWS SDK for GoLang. So to install it, we need to run this command go get AWS SDK. So now let us install this AWS SDK. So I'm doing it. Yeah, as you can see, the SDK has been installed, and you can find it in the go.mod file. So you can see the SDK has been installed. So now, and also there is one more step you need to take care of. So you need to get ready with your AWS access keys. So you can find your AWS access keys with the below steps. I will be leaving this link in the description box below. So you can go to your IAM console, you can go to users, and you can open the security credentials tab, and you can create an access key if there is no access key for you. So basically this access key is helpful for us to invoke the AWS services programmatically or through the CLI. So we will be needing this access key ID and the secret access key, so that we can access the AWS services programmatically. So you can also download this CSV file from the console. So I recommend you to do this 6 steps before getting started. So while installing the AWS SDK, so basically before dealing with AWS in GoLang, we need to create some session. So if you create a session, with that session we can create some service. In our case, let us see that simple email service. So we can create a service only with the help of a session, and we can play with that service in the way we want. So for that session to be created, we need some things. So here in this, my SDK automatically picks up this .aws folder, which is the hidden folder in the home directory. So it will be having this config and credentials file. In your config file, it will be having the default region. So my default region is US East 1, and my profile name is Vasant K. And you can have multiple profiles over here, and each and every profile can have its own region. So my profile is Vasant K. So I will be using this profile to create a session for myself. So and earlier we discussed about access key ID and secret access key, and those two keys will be present in this credentials file. So our AWS SDK in the GoLang looks up to these two files and creates a session for us. So now let's get started with writing the code. So here I'm having my main.go file. So I'm having this simple main function. So basically our aim is to send an email. So in order to send an email, we need some data. So that data is like, we need the sender email and also the receiver email, and you also need the subject to the mail, and also the body, and your body can be of HTML type or a template or a normal text body. So let us first define our data, so which is required to send an email. So I am going to say all my data is of constants. So first what we need is the sender email. So my sender email is going to be the INFY TECH email, and we are also going to specify the recipient email. I hope this spelling is correct. I think RECIPIENT. So my recipient email is also going to be the same email. So and I also need the subject for the email. So let us write some subject. Person from INFY TECH through AWS SDK for Go version 1. and you can also have an HTML body to your email. So let us give a normal h1 tag. Okay, you can also for some reason I'm going to specify this style. So let us say our text should be in the blue color, and let us give some text and email from AWS SES powered by GoLang. Okay, so I'm ready with the HTML body, and also let us define our text body. So this is an classic email text body. So, and also let us define the character set encoding. So it is going to be UTF-8. Okay, so now we are ready with this data, but we need to verify our sender email. So by default your AWS SES will be in sandbox environment. So now let us go to the AWS console, go to the SES service. So the thing is, you need to verify your email. So Amazon asks keeps a restriction that the sender email needs to be verified. But if your AWS SES is in sandbox environment, then your recipient emails must also be verified. So that's the reason I've used the same email as the sender email. But when your SES is in the production environment, I think you don't need to verify each and every recipient email. So if by default your SES email will be in sandbox environment, so if you want to take your SES from sandbox to production, so there is some process, like you can find it over the AWS documentation. So now let me copy this email and let me verify this through the AWS console. So now I'm going to click on create identity. I'm going to click on email address. It is saying to verify ownership of an email address, you must have access to its inbox to open the verification email. So let me paste this. So let me click on create identity. So yeah, so it is saying that status is unverified. Now let me go to the inbox and let us see if I got the verification email. Yeah, so I've got the verification email. So let me click on this link and close this, come over here and refresh the page. So as you can see, my email INFY TECH email has been verified. So once your email is verified, now you are all set to send an email from this email address. So now we are pretty good with all the setup and all. So now let us start with the AWS thing. So first we need, as I mentioned before, first we need to create an AWS session. So and we can create that session with the help of the credentials given to us by the AWS, which is nothing but your AWS secret key and your secret access token. So with that you can create an AWS session, and after your session has been created, you can create a service of your choice. So now let me create a session. I'm going to say session or the error. So you can say, so let me import few things. So let me import the AWS SDK. So I imported the AWS SDK, and also let me import the AWS error. So this is the error which is given to us by the SDK, so that we can handle all the AWS errors. And let me also use this session. So this is which we need right now. And also let me import the service. So let me import the service, and the service is simple email service. Okay, so now we are ready with we are all good with the import statements. So now let me create a session. We can say session dot new session with options. I'm going to say session dot options, and I'm going to create a session based on a profile. So as I mentioned before that my profile is Vasant K. So please don't skip this video, watch from the beginning so that you can understand why I use this profile. So this is the profile name where my config file is having my config file contains a profile name with this name, a profile with this name. So now let me check if there is any error while creating this session. Let me close this. Okay. If there is any error, let us say panic with the error. And now, so once our session is created without any issues, let us initialize the service. So our service is going to be SES. So yeah, SES dot new with the session. Let us initialize the service with the created session. So now we have the service with us. And now, so for us to send an email, we need some input body to the send email method given to us by the SDK. So let us form the input which is required to the send email function. So now, so let us frame the email input, send email input. So now, okay, so now first frame the destination. So everything is given to us by the SES service in the SDK. You can say SES dot destination. You can pass the CC addresses, RESSES. So a CC address is going to be of type slice, an empty slice, and two addresses as well. So I'm having two address with me. I'm going to use the AWS.string. So this is how AWS accepts the string. So this is coming from the SDK. So I'm going to pass the recipient, which is a constant variable. So once we are done with the destination framing, now let us frame the message, the heart of the email. So we can say ses.message, and you can first you need to pass the body. So you can say ses.body. So in your body you can pass the HTML. So you can use the content which is given to the SES. So for content you need to pass two things, character set, and you can use the string, and you can say char set. And similarly you need to pass the data, and that is going to be the HTML body constant. So similarly you can repeat the same for the text type. So first say this is my email body. So in my email body, first thing is HTML and the next thing is for text. So you can say text body here. And also what you need for an email, I think you need the subject. So the subject will be in this message. You can pass the subject. So yeah, subject is also, it also takes the SES content. SES dot content. Yeah, it is the same as the above. Let me copy paste. So here I am going to say the data is going to be the subject constant variable. So this I'm using these constant variables in the input body frame. So after message we need source. So what is the source? Email. So source we are going to say direct, like it is the direct string. We are going to say source sender. Yeah, yes. So now we are having the input which is required to us. So this is what we need to send an email. So we have framed all the things. So once our input is ready, now we are ready to hit the send email method. So this is destination message. I think we are missing one thing. Okay. So now our input is ready. Okay. So once our input is ready, let me say service SES service dot send email. So this email takes the input. So this might return two things. So one could be the result or the error. So let's say if there is some error with us, let's say there is an error while sending an email by the SDK. So if there is any error, so we need to handle in different ways. So the error could be of many, like it can come in different scenarios. So like I've this block of code. So let me first paste this. I've taken this from the AWS documentation. I'll explain this. So nothing. So this is very straightforward. Let's say we are having some error while sending an email. So first we are checking if we are handling the errors to the this AWS error type. So if there is any error of AWS error type, then we are going to we will be coming to this if condition, and we will be using a switch case with the error code, and we will be comparing if the error code is message rejected or mail from domain not verified exception or configuration set does not exception. If we get this error, we will be just putting it to the console. So I have taken this block of code from the AWS documentation, so it will be easy for us. So you can also add over to the documentation, or you can use this block of code. So if there is no error, so if we have any error, we are handling this and returning the program. We are returning from here. So if everything is fine, that we are not having any errors. So now let us just print to the console. You can see email, you can, or else you can use printf email sent to address. I think it is %d, or else let us use this println. Let us concatenate and reset it. So once the email has been sent, we will be getting a message ID from the AWS SDK, and that will be in this result variable. So this result variable will be having a message ID of the sent email. So yes, we are done with the writing code. Now let us see, now let us run this and check whether we will be having any errors or not. So now let me run this. I'm going to say go run main.go. So it is saying that unknown field character set in strut literal of type SES content. So now let us see this. Character set is UTF-8. Character set. Yeah. So it's better to have the IntelliSense. So it is going to be the small s actually. Line number 42, 46 and 51. Yes. So it's a typo error. Let us see if any other errors. Could not find region configuration. Okay. And so I also forgot to mention that we need to use the we need to let the program know that pick up the configuration from the profile which is stored in the .aws folder in the home directory. For that you have to say, so for that you have to say export AWS SDK load config equal to true. So by doing this, program knows that it needs to pick up the configuration and the credentials from the .aws folder. So after doing this, now let us run go run main.go. Yes, as you can see, we are getting the result. So we are also getting the message ID, and it is saying that email sent to the INFY TECH 2019. So let us verify that whether we have received the email or not. So hopefully we should receive. So yes, it is in the spam. Sometimes it goes to the spam. So as you can see, we have got the email. So version from INFY TECH through AWS. As you can know, we have also used some blue color styling. So we have got the HTML template. So yes, this is how you can send an email. You can send an email through AWS SES with GoLang, and I've also written article on this video. So you can head over to the article. I will be pasting this link in the description box below. So that's all. Thank you for watching this video.